Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. We hope you're doing fantastically tonight. Before we get started, a few announcements. Here they are, program announcements. Wednesday night, Wild Ambition. Yeehaw, Friday night, Astral Calling, Space.
Thanks.
Saturday, Salt and Sorcery, Solasta, Sunday, Sunhaven Sunday, with us. Hey Sarah, I'm really excited for this Sunday. Are you excited for this Sunday?
Yes, why? Why am I excited?
Because I'm going to go. I decided what I was going to do this Sunday on Sunhaven Sunday.
Oh, I never know what I'm gonna do when we go into any of the Sundays.
I've decided what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to go and try to clear that combat tower completely.
You would.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna fish more.
Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable.
The fishing mini game in Sunhaven is very fun.
Relaxing.
Yeah, and speaking of relaxing, of course, tonight you're watching the Strength of Thousands AP, and tomorrow you can watch me play Starfield with Elisandra in space.
Elisandra.
Starfield's a game.
Starfield's a game. The Starfield.
It is one of the games.
The Starfield stream replaced the Baldur's Gate stream.
I've heard it's one of the most games ever.
It is. It is a game that exists.
One of the most games of time.
Zoe will be joining us in like 20, 30, 40 minutes, I think.
Oh?
Oh, fun.
They just have to get home. Matt, why don't you introduce the group, and McKenna, don't forget to plug your stuff.
I will try.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Matt, the GM for this particular game, or Urban Elf at various places on the interwebs. We are here to run the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Our group of lore speakers, starting with the person who possibly had their character crystallized in their mind before anyone else, I think, maybe? Will, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, my name is Will. I'm playing Igara/Gamma/Choco. And yes, Igara's character was crystallized in my mind because I had a plan, and I wanted to see if I could make it work in PF2. I could not make it work fully in PF2, but I got pretty close.
What was the original plan?
So the original plan for Igara was I was going to be a like multi-companion sort of tank. So my plan was to have multiple animal companions to hide behind.
Uh-huh.
So in order to do that, I would have needed to take the Beastmaster archetype, but I took the medic one instead because we desperately needed healing.
Fair.
But yeah, so believe it or not, at this point, I would have two animal companions plus Gamma on the field with me if I was doing that build.
Jesus.
Still.
And
I'm kind of glad we didn't go that route. Combat takes long enough.
tip a hat to Will. It's always nice when a player does recognize that a group needs a particular skill set and adapts to that. But speaking of those who are possibly Beastmasters, Sarah, why don't you introduce yourself and your beast there?
Why do you get so camera shy? You're never camera shy when you're just staring at the screen with Mom.
That doesn't look camera shy to me at all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah Margaret. This is Teddy, aka the Gremlin, and he wants to get away. I'm playing Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist who has been asleep for a while, it seems. For anybody who's interested, yes, I do know what happened because I listened to it at work today. While rolling commentary went through the chats, I was like, y'all got problems.
It was fun.
And speaking of characters involved in those problems, McKenna, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
It's me. Hi.
Hi, my name is McKenna Ray Tynan, and I'm a semi-professional problem causer.
Semi only?
Don't sell yourself short. I think you can be
The more popular we
pro.
get, the more professional I get at it. And tonight I am playing Avi Avi, who I don't think causes too many problems, at least rarely on purpose. And her familiar Agate. And I'm remembering to advertise the thing. If you want more of me causing problems, please go ahead and check out the Glitter Hearts
That's an
podcast.
understatement.
That is actively coming out on Spells and Whistles. It's out on iTunes, it's out on Spotify, it's out on a bunch of places where you may listen to podcasts. Glitter Hearts is a tabletop RPG. It's powered by the Apocalypse system about magical girls, and our mini campaign is set in like the Y2K Disney Channel rom-com kind of era / genre. And it's only 4 episodes. We just finished recording the last episode this Saturday, so it's not a huge time investment. The episodes are half out right now, so you have the first 2 episodes out, next 2 episodes incoming. So
It's
yeah,
a good second episode. Go listen to it. I've already have. Also, Solon, thanks for the raid.
Raid?
Before I let
Oh.
Matt continue,
Excellent luck rating not at the end of the show.
also check out McKenna's TikTok. If you go !art, you'll get a link to that, and join our Discord. We added a new channel to that Discord. McKenna, do you want to tell them a little bit about that new channel and its purpose?
Yeah. If y'all have been tuned into the Western game on Wednesdays, you may be familiar with the infamous Miss Mads. It is an advice column in the local newspaper, the Gauline Gazette. And if you would like in-character responses from not me, not Honey Madeline, but Miss Mads herself, please ask anonymously. There's no anonymous, you just have to write a silly pseudonym in the Discord, and you will get an in-character response eventually. That's our new Discord channel. I hope people like it.
I think it'll be a fun little goof at the very least.
Yeah.
2 things. 1, please send. I would love it if someone sent you a letter about the ethics of ethical necromancy. And 2, I almost forgot this, and we're going to do a quick lightning round because I didn't include it in the intros. But for my random question of the week, what is a silly little tradition that you hold very dearly? And I'll start to give an example. Whenever I go on a flight that isn't early in the morning, like really early in the morning, I always like to have a Sprite and orange juice, because I find it very refreshing. And it's just the thing I like to do on flights. It gives me something to look forward to, because more or less I kind of don't like traveling, because I'm surrounded and trapped with people.
Who wants to go next?
I'm going to say McKenna.
Your mic's not picking up, McKenna.
I said me. Oh gosh. That's a good question. I have so many little rituals that I do on a regular basis. I suppose one that is maybe most pertinent to this channel is I always make playlists for my tabletop RPG characters. And that makes driving to and from work on campaign days like just a little bit more
Fun.
in the vibe of what I will be doing later that day. I think it helps me with RP and gets me scheming and daydreaming for whatever is going on in that game that night. I think Evie's playlist was uploaded into the Discord at some point. Honey Madeline's may be uploaded eventually.
McKenna, I need you to send me a link to your Glitter Hearts characters playlist if there is one.
You know what? I didn't make one for Glitter Hearts because it was
fair.
such a short campaign.
Like...
It takes me like hours to put together these Spotify playlists.
That's fair.
Also, I didn't have to because Jay, the DM, put together like a Y2K DCOM playlist.
Oh, nice.
Which was so what a blast from the past. I didn't think I would be playing like Nobody's Perfect by Hannah Montana in God's green year of 2023. But it's a good song. Middle School McKenna was onto something. That song's a
Good
whole
artist,
bop.
timeless.
And that's been me
Definitely
talking too long. So somebody else answer this question.
Never.
Will.
Before any audition or theatrical performance, I pray to Dionysus.
Interesting.
It was
Interesting choice.
It was a habit I picked up, I think around like grade 9, and it's just something that stuck with me.
Nice.
I like one version of Dionysus myth where he was born out of Zeus's leg. Sarah, what is a funny little tradition you enjoy?
Well, I mean, so there's two different things. There's tradition and then there's ritual. So tradition is we have a lot of family traditions, i.e., like for example, every Christmas morning with my family, my mom will bake, a coffee cake or cinnamon roll bread or something really sweet for that, Christmas morning, which is a tradition. However, as a person, very ritual, what I do is when I need a hard reset of my physical being, I will completely clean everything around me, reorganize, and obsessively clean, some people would say. But then I light incense and make a prayer to the goddess. So I will use my ritual, essentially, offer, depending on the kind of ritual I'm going, I'll either offer some wine or basil or herbs that I've grown myself, and then light incense after cleaning. So
I love that Matt was like, "What's one of your favorite traditions?" And half of us were like, "Paganism." Good old-fashioned paganism.
I used when I used to go to 40K tournaments more often. I would sometimes, as a little tradition, with just like a pen, like not a permanent pen of any kind, scribble the symbol for one of the Chaos Gods on like my wrist or something. Mostly because his portfolio includes fate and chance and stuff. So I thought, haha, I'll get good luck. But I also failed to recognize he would also screw me over, possibly just for the sake of it. Because what are plans, really? What are rules, really?
Gods are nothing if not fickle.
Especially Chaos Gods.
Do you know what's a great tradition, though, that our audience could do? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're watching this on Twitch, you can give us a follow if you're not already a follower. Or if you have Amazon Prime and haven't used it on a streamer this week, we'd love to have you use it on us.
Yes, please.
Look at that. I even did a plug well for once.
Speaking of plugs, maybe you should hit the button.
I am going to push the button.
Welcome back, everyone. I'll tell you, McKenna, my nephew was given a gift for like Christmas or something, and it's literally just a wooden box, but it has like mechanical switches of various varieties. It's got
a fidget cube.
It's bigger. It's got like electrical and moving parts, and it's got like the little shiny like metal switches and buttons and like light switches. I'm like, I kind of want one of these. Just so I can walk around my house and go, haha, click, and nothing will happen, but...
Click. My employees at work can always tell when I'm stressed because I'll walk around with my little cube and click the button that goes click, 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 click at a rapid pace.
Closest I have to any sort of fidget thing, I have a very smooth black rock on my desk that I just run through my fingers. But, welcome back, everyone. When last we left... When last we left our group of adventurers / lore speakers, they were continuing their diplomatic mission to the temple city of Mazzali in an attempt to enact positive change by convincing the child god king Walcana to not be such a murderous dick. That's the technical designation. I'm not taking it back. And as part of this, they were tasked with going to the Shrine of the Eclipse, which has turned out to be quite the ordeal.
Multi-level dungeon.
It's only got 2 levels that doesn't include the top one, which had no monsters.
Okay, that's fair. I just assumed there was more.
They've found their way through sunlight / moonlight locked doors. They've dealt with iron golems. They've dealt with the last champion of an almost goddess who implored them to help put their failed goddess to rest. They rescued some crocodile fae people from a garden they had been trapped in because there was something even scarier trapping them in there. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Squishy Werewolf.
Nope.
I hope you enjoy your
Discarded
time.
Dork gifted it.
Aww.
But thank you for the gifted sub.
Thank you, Discarded Dork. That's very nice of you. But following about a day's worth almost of adventures in the shrine, they returned to rest one evening and unfortunately had to deal with a bit of interpersonal conflict in the party. People had been kind of keeping things close to the chest for quite a while, not communicating well, and this finally kind of boiled over. While there are still some questions left unanswered in the group, some people don't even know the answers to their own questions or things that people ask them. But people started communicating, and I feel that this is a positive thing for the group moving forward.
Yeah, I know. You said unfortunately, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That was so fun.
That was a good
session. It was a good session and everything, but speaking from the perspective of the characters, it was quite tense.
Yeah, watching it was tense, okay?
You notice how I shut up quite a while there.
I sat there wanting to, literally listening to the YouTube afterwards, and I want to interject in character.
There was a part of me, I was like, I'm sad Sarah's not here, but also I know Sarah doesn't like arguing, so...
And it did happen kind of organically. I didn't want to try and interrupt this thing that happened kind of naturally to try and uphold it for Sarah. No offense.
No, please, no, absolutely not. I am much more interested in the not knowing.
But speaking of Charlotte and Sarah, who unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, was having a very restful sleep the entire time, we are going to rewind time a little bit to probably near the start of the discussion the other groups were having and zoom back to dear Charlotte resting now alone in the room. Charlotte is having a very restful sleep, and eventually, Charlotte, your many eyes kind of flutter open, and you suddenly get the impression, the realization comes to you slowly and kind of groggily, that you're sitting at a very simple kind of wooden table in a comfy chair, and you hear a very soft, but a strong voice, not a weak voice, just a very soft, very comfortable voice, just saying, "Oh, dearie, you haven't touched your tea." And if Charlotte wouldn't mind describing what your grandmother looks like.
So, my grandmother is... She's not as tall as Charlotte is in the other, her humanoid form, but she's not tiny per se. She has the same color skin as Charlotte, which is a nice deep blue, and her hair, unlike Charlotte's, which is kind of this silvery blue, hers is like a full shocking white, more like a drow's white hair. She has this, like, the same amount, the 4 eyes across in a humanoid form, but she is sitting in kind of this really oversized dress with a scarf around her neck, and she only has one set of arms, but she's sitting there and she's got like wrinkles just coming in her face, and her fangs are a little worn, little tinier than Charlotte's are from age. But she just kind of has this like soft, crinkly look in her eyes as she sits very delicately straight backed across from Charlotte.
Yes, you find yourself sitting with your grandmother, just a table that you recognize from your family home, and with some cups you recognize from your childhood. And there's just a little pot of tea and some candied bugs. It seems like just a lovely little sit down. Like you've had a few of these in your life with your grandma. Usually there was some other family around, big family. But it seems to be just a lovely scene of you having a cup with your grandma. Now, you were telling me about your work at the school. I understand that you've been promoted. You're a lore speaker. You have your own class, and that's wonderful, dear. We're all so very proud of you. We know you worked so hard for that.
I know you're proud of me, grandmother. It's a father tries. You know, he does. He tries, but toxins aren't really the bread and butter of the Webb family. But I appreciate you trying for their sake, if nothing else.
Well, you must understand, dear, that they had a vision in their minds for so long as you were growing up of what path you would take, and such a dramatic departure from that, it takes some adjustment on their part, and you know how stubborn your father is. I tried to do my best with him, but he's stubborn.
Oh, patriarch for a reason, I guess.
Yes, that doesn't help. That doesn't help with his stubbornness.
I know he tries. He wanted me to be a weaver like you, but
Oh, I'm more weaver than this family needs. You do what makes you happy, dearie. You makes what happy. And honestly, so many generations of our family have been weavers, and honestly, so many people in our village are weavers as well. I know it has a deep significance to our culture, but honestly, so many conversations about, oh, what kind of thread are you using? Oh, what kind of pattern are you using for that? Oh, well, you know, my father and my mother did this pattern, and it gets to be a bit tedious at times, even for me, and I love the stuff.
it really does. It really does, Grandma. I'm so. I mean, do you remember how angry Father was that I accidentally weaved in Nightshade into one of the cloaks that he asked for?
Well, I think that might have been more of a safety concern than any sort of like
I mean,
not
true.
adhering to tradition thing.
True. I mean, true, but it made it a really nice purple.
It did, and I know a lot of people think I'm set in my ways, but I do appreciate innovation. Not all innovation is going to be successful or practical, but you know, we learn before we succeed. That's just the nature of life, and I'm sure that's probably something you impart to your students too.
Oh, I'm much more careful now. No more weaving in, poisons to cloth.
Though I did want to say, dear, another thing that I think it's important, especially now that you've taken this different path. I think it's important that you take the time to appreciate your story, because your story is now really become your own. But it is unfortunate reality that those who do adhere more to the traditions of our people and of our families, they somewhat get lost in kind of an ongoing story. While every generation that stays with the textiles and the weaving, they add their part to the great weave, to the family story. It is more or less a continuation of the previous story. And as much as they may create magnificent works, it is hard to stand out in amongst so many people doing the same things. But you are weaving your own tapestry, your own story, separate from the family now. And she kind of reaches her across the table and shakily, puts a hand on yours. It's so wonderful for you to forge your own story.
I miss you, Grandmother Mervyn.
Oh. Don't you worry. I'm writing new chapters of my own story as well.
Matthew, you fucking asshole. Matthew.
Whatever do you mean, McKenna?
Not her grandmother. Has anyone else picked up what I just picked up? Because no one else is reacting the way I am reacting.
I am playing my poker face.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when I used to have those nightmares that when I woke up from them, I came to you and I told you about them. And about the shadows and the different sorts of the dark and just that sense of loss. I told you that I wasn't scared of the things in the dream. I was scared that I wasn't scared of the things in the dream. And you told me that that was okay. That fear is different for everybody.
That sounds fairly wise, so I think it's probably something I said.
Was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Yeah, when I think about it.
Isle Knockin's not quite what it used to be, but I do think it's true, and I can't remember who told it to me. I am quite old at this point, but I do recall someone once told me, and I've always felt this to be good advice, is that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to overcome fear. Be concerned about those who seemingly have no fear. They're either stupid or insane. Or your father, who's just kind of a blockhead sometimes.
No joke. I'm going to do my best.
Oh, that was never any doubt, sweetie.
I have to go now, Grandma.
Yes. And she kind of reaches out and just places a comforting little hand on your face. I hope my next letter reaches you. And you wake up. And you hear some voices sort of in another room, slightly raised, but kind of quieting down. And we zoom back to Igora and Avi. Ophelia has gone to quickly throw some water on her face, and then has mentioned that she is going to go and try and get some sleep in a corner, and please no one disturb her.
Yeah. Is it morning or is it still the middle of the night?
I would say it's a little closer to morning, but it's not quite morning yet.
Oh. I suppose it's probably too late for me to go back to sleep and get any real semblance of rest.
Endures in Darkness points out, well, to be fair, we're not really working on a timetable here. You could just
Yeah.
sleep in.
That's fair.
Oh, hello, Charlotte. I'm sorry if we woke you. This is Endures in Darkness.
Good morning.
No, I was having a weird dream.
Oh?
Just remembering things. Why are you all up? Sorry.
Oh wait, I think Igor went for a walk.
Yura walked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, what time is it? Did we have to get up?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Igor was talking to the prisoner.
Oh,
and
right.
I sort of overheard him, and something he said sparked a whole conversation. And it's been a lot. And Avi launches into like a whole diatribe.
It was
explaining-
kind of a chain reaction conversation where one
was-
thing really kind of led to another.
It was sort of a domino effect, and Avi, in the absence of anyone telling her not to, tells the whole thing, every detail to Charlotte.
I mean, if Healy's
Um,
asleep and Igor is out in the jungle somewhere,
And neither of them told her not to repeat this.
and
Uh,
Endures in Darkness has no authority over you.
Avi still thinks that Endures in Darkness maybe needs, I don't know, self-respect, or...
He is just
She
very
worries about
comfortable
him.
in his role.
yeah.
Also, the
Okay.
DM doesn't want to influence the story too much with his insert player character.
Of course.
I just imagine as this tale is happening, Charlotte reaches into her bag as she's listening, and Endores is taking notes and hands over a piece of dead bark. Just like grabs a dry jerky for herself. Just like dead bark, and Endores is like absorbing it.
So anyway, that's sort of where things left off, and we're not really sure what's going on with Ophelia, but neither is she. And we're still sort of at an impasse where Mercedes is concerned. And I don't know, I'm sort of, honestly, Charlotte, this is a lot of weird out of context stuff for you, wherever the cult in Kiara is regarded, is it not?
I mean, it is, but that doesn't mean I don't care, because all of you are involved in it, and you're my friends, I would assume.
I would say that you are my friend, so if you also say that I am your friend, then I suppose that means we must be friends.
That's how that works.
I think that's how that works.
You are my friend.
Friendship is magic.
I may not know much about this Kiara or this cult in general, other than passing fancies. But it seems to me, what are you doing? Should you be doing that?
Cat voice.
That would be a no. You should not be doing that.
There is a cat off camera.
I just watch as this thing literally, okay, for anybody, I'm gonna break away from this wonderful RP. Is I've got my curtains here, and the curtains are moving just slightly. Just enough to move the tissue box that is hanging over my bed frame. Behind the curtain, the box is moving by a little paw, shoving it through the curtain.
Oh my god.
Anyway, just from what I've gotten in passing, it seems to me that, well, all three of you seem to be clinging to some ideal. I mean, what you perceive as an ideal, but if there's one thing I've learned in the years that I grew up in my family and outside is that ideals are meaningless. Nobody is made to be perfect or good or ultimately evil. It's just it's how we're shaped. So if you believe that Kiara, this Kiara means well, I suppose you have to ask yourself if it is because you see an ideal or because you know her. I mean, and with Igora, he sees this ideal to try and fix something that he thinks is broken, and I don't think there's anything broken. I think it's just well mended.
I agree. I also think that ideals are more than right and wrong. I think, you know, a sense of steady work ethic could be an ideal. And as far as Kiara is concerned, I don't know if her actions are due to her heart being in the right place or wanting to help someone. It may just have been motivated by fear. I don't know. And honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, I don't care. I think my first priority right now is her basic bodily safety. And everything else is secondary to that. We can deal with, I don't know, if she did send the letters that erased everyone's memory of her. If that was her, then we can deal with it then. If there were other things that maybe she was involved in, then we can deal with it then. But we can't deal with any of that if she's, you know, half possessed, half existing as some deity. It's a little obtuse, and God, I don't think I've even explained any of that to you. It's a lot. It's a lot, which I think is part of why I haven't involved you in it, because it's sort of so much for someone who doesn't know her. It's a big ask. That's a big ask of someone to be like, hey, this minor deity, I'm having a beef with this minor deity. Would you mind getting involved? That's a big ask. But if it's something that you are interested in, might be an interesting mystery if nothing else.
I mean, I like to help. I don't know what I could do, but I think, you know, in the end, all things come to a head.
I think what you can do is look over some of these facts with me, and you know, 2 or 3 heads are better than one. I also looped in Miriama on this, although she doesn't have all the details either. There's a lot of history there with Kiara, and for time's sake, Matthew, I could give like a brief summary of what I remember of Kiara. Is that something?
I got the briefest on the outside front, so no worries.
For the sake of listeners who may have just joined us, I would
give us the cliff notes,
recommend-
McKenna,
Yeah.
from your
This
perspective.
We have time, dear.
Out of character, this is something that has been ongoing since
Book one.
basically the first episode, and closer to the end of the first book is when things started going south. Avi starts at the very beginning, and she says, when I first started at the Magampia, there was a little bit of an incident where we were tasked with getting some lost mail back from someone, and we accomplished that task, but we sort of did it by intimidating the person who had taken it, and it sort of gave our little cohort a bad name with a certain branch of the students, and that is unfortunately the branch of the Magambia that I am also a part of. So everyone else in my group had people to go and study with, but not me. I just had myself and Kiara. She was really the only person who would talk to me and study with me besides my main group, and they weren't studying the same classes as I was. And that meant a lot to me. I got the sense then that she was more than she appeared to be, that she had sort of a divine aura, not unlike how tieflings have an infernal aura, which is not to say that she was a divine being, just that she had that sort of magical juju. Do you know what I mean? Huh?
Je ne sais quoi?
I suppose that's one word for it, but do you know what I mean when something you can just sense the magic on it, but not you don't really know where it comes from?
Je ne sais quoi? Is that like is that from Absalon?
Yeah.
I don't know what the France equivalent in Galarian is.
I'm not sad.
Taldor.
Okay.
Taldor. Okay.
It's a Taldor expression.
Taldor expression.
Voulez-vous?
I mean, I've certainly come across places in which that kind of had an element of it, but I imagine it was less arcane and more divine.
Kind of, yeah, like something had been affected by divine magic. Anyway, we sort of became best friends, and there was also an incident. I mean, to be completely honest with you, Ophelia would be 6 feet under pushing up mushrooms right now if it were not for the intervention of Kiara. We went and fought this mushroom thing, and it poisoned her really badly. And there's no school nurse at the Magambia.
There used to be a while ago, but they kind of went missing, and nobody knows what happened to them.
Yeah, crazy how that happens sometimes at the Magambia. A lot. So needless to say, for that and other reasons, I am somewhat attached to her, and I considered her a friend. Which is why it was a little disturbing when we learned that she had been in communications with an individual by the name of Stone Ghost, who is no longer with us. We sort of saw to that our very first semester at the Magambia. He had been letting in people that weren't supposed to be into the school to generally cause chaos. He had a grudge with the administration. And we don't really know the nature of their relationship, just that they were in communication at one point or other. Also, hello, Zoe.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm on the
Turns out
obby.
Ophelia
Okay.
couldn't fall asleep in the corner, and she kind of slowly turns around to listen to this conversation happening.
Did you
What
hear that?
happened?
Great.
Ophelia, you are
Hi.
in the middle of...
I've got a problem with my TV. I'll be right back.
Oh no. Zoe, I am giving Charlotte the rundown on Kiara from like book 1 forward.
Oh, I love it.
Also Ophelia, I don't know, Ophelia's been privy to most of this. It's Igra that has not been privy to most of this.
Yeah.
What were you saying about communication last time?
He
Yeah,
decided
this-
to take
this
a walk.
week-
That's on him.
Well, no, I'm not saying now.
Yes, a walk.
This week on the party actually starts talking after 2 years of not talking.
Also, hi Zoe.
Hi, I got
Did you end
home.
up getting a tattoo?
No, I didn't. But Calf got me this candle that I get to.
Oh, I
Come
thought that was
home
a
to.
drink.
Love it.
A drink. It's over there.
Hey
Love
y'all,
to see it.
I don't know if you can still
we can
hear
still
me.
hear you. We can
Yeah.
still hear
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Hi.
And see you.
My cat unplugged my computer screen. I'll be right back.
If it's any consolation, we can still see you and hear you. Or maybe that's less of a consolation.
Can you still hear us?
Ooh, I'm gonna take that
Maybe
as
that's a
no.
no.
Hold for cat-related technical difficulties, chat.
Do you want
Do
to?
do 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 do.
Meow, meow, meow.
While
Meow,
this great
meow,
conversation
meow,
is
meow.
having, Igra, you are face to face with a normal-sized toad out in the forest. It's just.
You're going to want to step away, buddy. Yeah,
He's starting
here,
beef with the frog.
Just go.
Oh, toad.
Just
Are
hop off, friend. Trust me, you don't want to be like within. I don't know, like
Technical
up to about
difficulties.
15. You don't want to be.
My
within
name
about,
is Gremlin.
You don't want to be about 15 feet, in proximity to me for the next couple minutes.
Its
Igor,
tongue
are you
lashes
going
out.
Are
and
you
it's-
going off on adventures by yourself again?
Yes,
He went
go
for a
into the
walk.
woods.
All right, did anybody hear me when I did
Oh, yeah.
any?
Yes,
We heard
all
everything.
of
We
it.
could both see and hear
Everything.
the whole thing.
It was too late. We heard everything.
We know your whole shame.
Look, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. This is just my cat is being a gremlin tonight because I literally want. Why is my TV completely black? I don't understand. My TV is plugged in underneath my bed, and I looked underneath my bed, and there he was, standing there, going with the cord at his feet.
I'm just picturing standing like bipedal,
Like standing, like full cat returns by people.
like a whole
He
man.
literally,
Or T-posing to
he
assert
must have
dominance.
literally reached up, grabbed it, and went yoink.
with his opposable thumbs and all.
Or just. And also just to summarize, we started with Charlotte had a wonderful just a dream about her grandmother.
Aww.
Just a dream about her grandmother.
Just a
Nothing
dream about her
sinister.
Nothing. When have I ever done anything sinister?
Never, not once, ever in your life. You're flawless, perfect.
I am
And you're-
sunshine and rainbows, and let's not talk about the Christmas specials.
And your hair looks great.
I got a haircut today.
I know. That's great.
Shout out to Mario, always an excellent hairdresser.
Anyway, moving on to the.
We may need to settle
No,
what's
we
going on.
we
with
can jump
Igra.
back. We can jump back.
The growl.
No, I mean we don't have to. We don't have to wait. We don't have to. We don't have to. Good morning. Ophelia's awake now, and we can go. We can, do stuff.
Well, we'll finish off the McKenna. We'll finish off the Avi Avi
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. You guys,
Finish
you
your
guys-
conversation.
Yes,
Finish
you
your
guys,
conversation that was rudely interrupted by a cat.
It's Papa's
This
party.
Praise the sun.
Cat specifically. Say hi, culprit.
Hi, culprit.
Mug.
Agate waves hello in spirit. Avi Avi continues. So she was in communications with Stone Ghost. And may have also been connected to a break-in of bugs. There was this whole business of our lore speaker ceremony, which was supposed to be not about an invasion of bugs, but that's sort of what it turned into. Where she was supposed to be there, and that was actually the day that she went missing. She just up and left that day. Missed the ceremony. The ceremony was attacked. Which, those two things coinciding, I understand why that's a little suspicious. Even though we later found out that the bugs being attracted to the school was a result of an artifact that we had hidden on campus. But she left, and I don't think it was a matter of her being necessarily taken, because everything in her room was also packed and gone, save for one golden lotus flower and as she pulls out her journal where the flower is pressed into the book. And that was the last any of us saw her. Not that it stopped me from looking. I told the teachers, and the teachers were just like, oh, I don't know, that's just something she does. Because the teachers in the just do not do a very good job of keeping track of the people who go missing from that school. I'm sorry, but they have a track record, and it's not good. The only reason
Talking
we
to the
helped
person who was
Iboko,
trapped in a bubble for 6 years or something.
case in point, I think the only reason Iboko got help at all was because the other students were passionate about it. Anyway, that's a tangent for another day. Then these letters showed up, and those you might have heard of because they are the subject of much controversy. Letters addressed to multiple students in the school individually. And if you touched one of these letters, you forgot about Kiara entirely, completely. There was much to do about breaking that curse on people who had been affected. In the end, it was not successful, which raises the question of who sent those letters. Was it Kiara herself? Did she have something to gain from having people forget about her when most people at that school were not even looking? Something like that painted a bit of a target on her back. Or was there someone who had something to gain from people who cared about her forgetting about her, right? Because either the curse would work and they'd forget about her, or it wouldn't work and they'd be suspicious of her. And I think that, someone might have had something to gain from that. There wasn't any news for a while until Cesare, Cesare, the cat guy. He told us about a painting that he and Kiara had been working on together as a project. Except for it was not just a painting. It was a portal to a whole nother world. A world of their own making that was...
Small world, mind you.
A small world, but a world of their own. And it was attended to by little foxes. However, it was unstable. Very unstable, and sort of, and Matthew, correct me if I am misremembering, it sort of sapped the life energy out of the people who entered it.
It did essentially, yeah, it seemed to be like making anyone who entered it for an extended period of time become extremely lethargic. Creating pocket realities, as you guys kind of learned, is a very difficult thing. They are often very limited in their scope, like, the Magnificent Mansion spell or something works within its very specific constraints. And that's a whole spell that only lasts for 24 hours or something. This painting seemingly had been sitting around for years and yet still contained a beach and a waterscape and a little meditation platform, and it had just been sitting there. So this was pretty advanced magic, but it was very flawed because it was potentially trapping anyone who went into it.
It was made by students, essentially.
Yes.
It was during this time where we learned that she had had something of a romantic tryst with Cesare. And she had confided in him that she had previously been traveling with a companion who had been very possessive of her, almost to a jealous degree, and how she had to leave them. Importantly, she then erased this memory from Cesare's mind, which was difficult for him to hear and difficult for us to impart to him. And I have a lot of complicated feelings about her doing that, because on the one hand, I think it might have been to protect him from that person, but also that's his brain, and that's not... Like I said, I think it's complicated. That was the point where Cesare sort of tapped out on this search for her.
I know we give Will grief about using Dominate and the like, but Dominate is temporary. Messing with people's memories is long term.
Let me be clear. I think I said it earlier. It's not that Avi thinks that Kiara can do no wrong. It's just that, like, her safety is more relevant and important, and anything else can come afterwards. Also, she just is willing to extend empathy to someone who may have been under a certain level of duress.
Well,
you have questions.
He was your friend, and you want answers.
I do. That's true. But can't pretend that that's not a part of this.
Ophelia wants answers as to what's happening with her. Igora wants answers in regards to what the whole situation. There's... I think maybe a certain element of all of this may or may not all coalesce within its own. I mean, there's mysterious letters, there's
Oh, they're all related.
iterations with Mercedes, and then there's iterations with Kiara and the people in Kiara's life, and then there's this cult, essentially. All I'm seeing out of all of this is that all of you just need to stop beating around the bush and say you need something.
I do, actually, right here. I hope that's coming across. Anyway, this is literally only the half of it. Oh my goodness, there's so much more to this story.
This is a lot.
I think some of the rest of it I've gotten by proxy of being within the group for a little bit.
I think the only thing that
Mercedes.
happened before you joined us is there was a puzzle box that we found inside the painting. And Matthew, remind me what was in the puzzle box.
The puzzle box
My notes in front
is
of me.
kind of a convoluted thing, but it had the name of, I think it was Matthias Voss, the kind of the
Matthias
courier.
Hale. Yeah,
Matthias
and that
Hale,
was
yes.
sort of a dead end.
Well,
Didn't he have a dagger?
It led you to the dagger.
Yeah.
Yes,
Stone
which
dagger,
Mercedes
which
has.
Mercedes kind of explained is sort of a tool for possibly like cutting spirits rather than flesh.
So
Yeah.
when I went to talk to her,
Yes.
she had said I could probably procure it. Did she give it out again,
Well, no-
or does she still have it in her possession?
She
I think-
has it.
I think she has it. I think when she was said procure was about the mirror.
If I
mm.
remember correctly, Mercedes showed it to Avi during the little carriage jaunt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so they are related. At one point, Kiara commissioned Mercedes, which is how I now have Kiara's debt to Mercedes. It's now a debt to me, to procure this knife for her, a knife to sort of rend souls from one another. I suspect that it may have been an attempt to separate herself from this deity. How successful that attempt was, I cannot say. And now, at least, I whether it was successful or not, I think it came back. There was also a ring that we found. I had it on as a bracelet, engraved with foxes. You'll notice there's a fox motif. That's important.
Okay.
I'd also like to point out to chat that this is something that's been building over 2 years of games.
This is the surprise tool, though.
I feel
Help
like-
us later.
I feel like when you say that, you go, "This is important," and Charlotte goes, "This is important," and then Doris goes,
This is important.
Well,
This is important.
"He already got it," but Charlotte.
I'm not sure how important the ring is because I think the ring fell to pieces.
Well, yes, but the circumstances, yes, DM, but the circumstances under which it fell to pieces are very specific.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, tell him.
So,
I'll just go back over here to my master plan notes. Yeah.
so we were exploring the ruins of Bloodsalt just before we came upon you when I found this ring engraved with foxes. It was later that night that I was able to use sending for the first time, and I sent a sending to Kiara, just basically saying that I missed her and I hoped that she was okay. And I got 2 responses. One that basically was telling me to shut up, and one that was more recognizable as the Kiara that I knew, saying, "No, not right now, not right now." And she sounded scared, which is part of, I think, my panic to deal with this, is because the last time I heard from her, she sounded scared. That next morning, the bracelet that I believed to be connected to Kiara crumbled into pieces. It had an arcane connection to another half, and the conclusion that I was able to draw from that was that the other half had been damaged so badly that the magic was no longer present in that ring. And then we came upon you. And That was later, Will.
That was like,
The point stands.
And, we learned that Mercedes had this knife and this debt. And I started sending more sendings to Kiara. It was also then that I learned that I couldn't necessarily reach her, that she was so different that she was no longer a familiar person to me as the spell requires. There was at one point a dream. Sorry?
Well, if what you're telling me is in a realm of possibilities in which she attempted to sunder the two souls, she may or may not have been overpowered by the secondary soul, and while unfamiliar, you would have gotten in contact with the secondary soul.
Yeah, that's basically my thought process. I think at one point they were separated, which is why Mercedes had the knife, because otherwise Kiara would have had it. That's why I think that she was running from the Magampia.
Okay, but I'm caught up, I think, a little bit in regards to the situation, this worry, and obviously, and it seems like it's the soul, I guess. What was the last one you...
There were two other times I came into contact with her. One was a sending where I was finally able to break through, and I think it may have actually not been a sending at all. I think it may have sort of slipped into an astral projection, because there was sort of a dream sequence, but there was a real sense of danger there, and that's not normally something that would happen with something like dream message. This was something else where I learned about her connection to the druids, and she gestures at Endures Darkness.
Who tilts his little mushroom head.
The druid order that...
Pat. One of the arms goes down and pats him on the little mushroom top head.
It's dry, but a little spongy.
Perfect.
The druid order that was with Endures in Darkness, and they were fighting these inky monsters. Oh gosh, and there was another dream sequence where I actually didn't initiate anything, but this was before the ring thing, where I had a dream and there was a ziggurat and I climbed it, and someone who looked like Kiara but had dark hair and wasn't Kiara told me to stop looking for her and snapped my neck. And only in the dream, and that's how I know that this dream was different, because that dream, she snapped my neck and I was totally, it's the dream. This dream, I think if she had snapped my neck, I would have been in like very real danger.
Was that the dream that I tried to wake you up?
Yes, that's the one.
Or I had to wake you up? Right.
Oh, Jesus, Ophelia, what the fuck did you get in here?
Hello there. I've been here the whole time.
I've been making stealth rolls this entire time.
Also, Ophelia,
Stealthily.
we need to chat because we got some problems.
Oh, I told her about all of this stuff.
Good morning. No, Avi, continue.
Igara, you have come face to face with a jaguar.
Oh God.
Once again, friend, you really don't want to be within 15 feet of me when I get this started, so...
What is he doing?
Let's
go
get it
You'll
started.
see.
It's licking its paw.
You will see.
Okay, fair enough.
You'll see.
The jaguar.
Don't you have a cavern elf to go hang out with?
And it spits out a small metal thing and kind of ambles back into the jungle.
We were being serious.
Pick up metal thing.
Give me a... Actually, no. You probably would know what this is. It appears to be a Pathfinder Society Wayfinder.
Oh, fun.
Rip Garl.
Why does your mind go to that?
What a leap of logic.
What is happening? No, you know what? Coming back here.
Poor girl.
You don't see any of this.
Lives a million lives, dies a million deaths.
All right. I'm processing here. Hold on.
Of course. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a lot. I have a cork board back at home.
And you, and with one of the hands that
Yarn.
points to Ophelia. and goes, and you apparently have a letter that you cannot read, and yet some reason it's a thing. I don't know, but are you okay?
No.
Like looks at you straight in the eye.
Honesty. I love it.
Okay.
It's a new look.
Honest with each other.
It's a new look. And
Reaches down and pulls out one of the tarts from her bag and hands it, just like grabs your hand and puts it in there.
How old are these tarts?
what flavor?
Raspberry?
Yeah. I will tell you all you need to know. Listen, these two didn't try to give me pastries, so it was a struggle to tell them anything.
Here,
No, that was
and just
that
like
wasn't all part
just
of
like
it.
gestures. Avi, I think it was like pacing
Wait,
on
was
the
what-
ground in front, and just
Wait.
pats the bed.
Was the
Essentially.
second person you indicating was Endures in Darkness? Because Igra's still out in the jungle.
Choco's there though.
Oh, Choco's like,
Yeah.
The general
I can't take
Igor
Choco with me for
direction.
this.
But yeah, there's darkness. Listen, if I had as many arms as Mercedes, I could gesture to all of you at once.
So you've been Avi let me know the main core, at least of what Avi is aware of from the situation in regards to you, and you went to Mercedes, which makes sense. You were desperately in need for something, and you figured she might help, but apparently it didn't quite help the way that it was supposed to, which, that's tends to be how those kind of deals usually go. But I would say you might have more answers than you think you do. If we just take a moment, eat the tart. You look a little pale.
So, when I was little, my sister and I used to do these exercises with my mother. And she would pull out this beautiful ornate box and she would dump it all over the floor. And essentially, it was a sort of puzzle. We always had all the pieces fit together beautifully. But listen, that was all my sister. I was never any good at that. So, if I have the box and the pieces, I guess I just need your help putting them together.
Your mic.
Sound, dear.
Can't hear you.
Avi sort of cocks her head and says, I think this is the first time you've mentioned that you had a sister.
I've mentioned her before. Remember at the storytelling competition?
Oh, wow, that was a while ago.
My sister and I used to explore quite a bit. It was often us.
I guess I
Wow.
should say this is the first time that you've told us anything personal about, really your
Outside of
relationship with-
performing, I think.
Right.
Because, it's a comfort for you to do what you do best. And, well, Charlotte just kind of like pats her legs a little bit and rubs her hands and looks at you and goes, if there's one thing that I enjoy doing, it's solving puzzles. And I want you to remember this the next time whatever happened that seemed to happen. We'll be there. You're not alone in figuring things out. Okay? You have me and Avi and Igra for all of his brashness. He does care. And he wants to help. He looks at things in a very straightforward way, and he doesn't trust easily, so I think when he does trust, it's intense. And look, at the end of the day, we are here as scholars of Magambia. We are here
Huzzah.
to fight, and our next course of action, since we are here in this particular damp and dark and very old and... Did I mention I really like places like these? These are fascinating. Oh my god. I've been etching everything that I've come across, by the way. We have a promise to keep. So, let's gather our forces and go help an ascending priestess.
Question.
Yes.
Can I take a nap first?
Oh yes, of course.
Thank
And
you.
she literally, for some reason, believe it or not, for some reason she just immediately unwinds parts of her scarf and like opens a little pouch.
Oh. I think Avi, as she curls up in her pouch, tells Charlotte what Charlotte missed that Sarah was present for regarding the final commune, sending that turned into a commune ritual, and mentions an important piece of information that I think would be important to Charlotte that Avi mentions offhandedly, that this deity is the spawn of Grandmother Spider.
Okay, Charlotte does pause at that one and just kind of like very gently like pats your little head as you mumble off to sleep and looks over at Ophelia very briefly and goes, I think the weave of all of our stories is much tighter than we thought.
I mean, spiderwebs start off in separate leaves and somehow always weave together in the center.
And the flies sometimes don't know they're caught until it's too late. Who said that?
We're the web, right? We're not the flies. Because I don't like bugs.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Roll a d20. Oh, your blood is now millipedes.
Oh,
Damn it.
God.
I feel like at this point in time, we're all just sitting there and, you know, Charlotte, who's had a nice, lovely sleep, is just like quietly watching.
You are
Technically, Ophelia and
much appreciated.
Charlotte got to sleep.
Technically speaking, it's like 3 a.m. only. It's not like super early.
No, I could go back to sleep, but I think while this does happen, I think Charlotte kind of just looks at Ophelia and I think actually we don't have to roleplay this if we want to move further. I think she kind of confesses like, hey, probably something. I don't know if I've told you about it, but I mean, since it's been sunning out in the open, in regards to my thing is like, I just, you know, I'm studying dark gods. Haven't really had anything bad about that yet, but you know, it's just something I do on the side.
Well, to each their own. Knowledge is power. For one such as yourself. Not really my power. So props to you.
Right. Well, that's just, I mean, that's the thing that I do thing with the bird. It just, at this point in time, it's more a matter of learning things. So I've just been studying as I can, and I want to tell Igra, but I'm worried because cults tend to be a sore subject, and I don't want him to think that I don't value the opinion, but also I've kind of been dreaming about these gods for a while now. Like, since I was a child, I used to have dreams of dark, shadowy figures, and it wasn't until very recently with this that I thought to myself that they were very familiar in a weird way. So, again, The tapestry continues to be woven as it should be. Eventually, all things come to light, whether for good or ill.
Well, in the same way you said to me, we are here for you. I wouldn't worry too much about not telling Igora. He was understanding when I told him that I made a deal with Mercedes. But he understands that you're a good person.
It's almost like he expects it at this point in time for some reason. We just both shrug. Like, meh.
However, I think you're right. I want to get the hell out of here and go back home.
This place is really nice, but also we've been here for a while.
Months.
I do very much want my garden back. I had some lovely foxtails and foxtrots that were just planting, and Endures and I were working on some more of those green mushroom tops.
It's a somewhat surreal experience for me, I'll admit.
I'm sure Mr. Kroll has been taking great care of the garden while we're away.
Better. You don't take care of that stuff and it dies. It starts poisoning the ground.
We cut back to the Magambia, and the Knoll gardener is standing, breathing heavily, bruised and wounded, surrounded by dead evil plants that have come to life because of someone throwing out a botany experiment that they didn't properly dispose of. And he's like, at least the garden is safe.
Oh, shit. This man does not get paid enough. Does this man get paid? Do we get paid as teachers?
I mean, maybe.
There was a student stipend that happened in book
he gets
one
paid.
and never happened again.
Yeah.
He is like a retired adventurer who was supposed to be just like, I'm just gonna guard now. If you let me live here, I'll look after your garden for you.
I think Avi at the mention of like Fox Club and Foxtrot just in her sleep kind of goes, "Want to go home."
All right, Igor, do you amble back at this point?
Yeah.
Now, what is he up to?
He did a thing. If we want to see it, we can. If not, it can just be.
I would love to see it.
Yes.
Look, the past 2 weeks have been RP weeks. Let's fucking go.
Hold on. If you guys will allow me a terrible joke.
Oh no.
Will, repeat what you just said a second ago.
He did a thing.
Frog's legs pops her head in. Hi, I'm a thing.
There you go. Nice.
No,
No.
did not happen.
Would you need 15 feet for that? Would you need a 15-foot radius for that?
You need to leave space.
No
for
touching.
You need to leave space for Desna.
Jesus.
Oh.
I don't know how many times I need to say this. Desna believes in free love. I don't know what you mean by that.
Because she wants to join in, so she leaves space.
Room for one more.
Jesus.
Gods get bored.
That's why Caden exists. Anyway.
Oh, Caden.
Yeah, Igor just like looks over to Gamma. Hey, Gamma. Go and like start walking back.
Okay,
Maybe
boss.
grab indoors. Give him the general directions to where you're going, because you might poof out of existence. Okay?
Wait, where am I going that might make me poof?
You're not. Nothing you will do will make you poof.
All right, what am I telling Endures?
Just give him the general directions to where I am, and tell him to be quiet about it.
Okay, boss. Whatever
Thank
you
you.
say. Thump, thump, thump.
I feel like walking in with Endures, all that you'll see is Avi curled up in a little pouch of the scarf of Charlotte, and literally Charlotte with one set of arms is showing Ophelia how to make a cat's cradle with some string. And just like showing cat's cradle stuff, like, check this out. Look, this is a puzzle in a way. This is
Yeah, you're
Threads.
right. It's like all just like completely tangled. Listen, when I'm sewing, if this gets tangled, that's it. New thread. Ah, done.
Anyway, by indoors, where are you? Never mind.
Endurers isn't going anywhere. I think Igor was just wanted Endurers, who I guess he considers to be the reliable one of the group, to know where he is.
I may or may not need a healer in a few moments.
Oh,
Okay, Igora, what has Igora been doing this whole time?
Yeah, where is Igora?
Igora is sitting in the woods. He has found like a clearing that has like the moon right above him. And then he is going to cast, using his last spell slot for the day, because he is going to rest. Well, his last summoner spell slot. He's going to cast Hungry Depths right in front of himself.
Oh my.
Like 15 feet away. He's just going to let it grow towards him.
Okay.
He's just going to stare into it for a bit.
Try to like force the stare into the abyss. The abyss stares back.
Yeah, sort of. He's going to take the Magambia mask that he had out from his pack. He is going to look at it. And he is going to cast it into the void.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
For reference, Will, this is the Magambia mask that you
This is the
stole
Magambia
from the
mask
dead
that
guy?
he stole from the dead guy that Igor has been wearing this entire time.
Yeah. That's the one.
Didn't you also make a new one for your lore speaker initiation?
I've just been
I
using
don't
that
think
one.
he did. Yeah.
I've just been using that one. And then Igor is going to take the cloak that he's wearing. Remove the pendant.
I'm not changing the art.
You don't need to. He's going to get the same cloak, but he's just going to hold it for a few seconds and it would be irresponsible for me to take another wife. And he throws the cloak into the depths and then just starts walking back. And
So are you fully naked now?
So he's just naked?
yeah, he's frog, and when he gets back,
He's
to
Kermiting it.
he's free frogging it. Hey.
And when he
Free
gets,
frog.
and when he gets back to Endures, like when he sees Endures and Gama coming, he's like, "Hey, Endures, can you go grab a cloak from one of the Jackal Guards for me? I figured it'd be better than Gama asking them. Thanks."
Oh, actually, I have in my bag some spare standard Magambia robes.
Sweet, I'll take them.
Okay, here you go. What do you want? Small or extra small for that? I don't know if you want to, some people I know wear extra tight clothes.
Endures, it's cold out. I'll just take a small.
Okay.
Oh, did not think the shadiest comment of the night was going to come from Endures in Darkness.
Nope.
I love it. Listen,
I didn't even intend that. I'm actually not sure what I said.
You are a bad influence on Endures is all I'm here.
listen, he just gets sassier and sassier, and I love it.
Gama,
We are
have
molding. We are
One day you're
molding.
gonna catch him just like in a corner, like smoking, like, oh, these goddamn people.
We are molding the mold into our mold.
Oh no.
have a good night, Gama.
He's like a mushroom. He absorbs the flavor of the people nearby him.
Oh.
Oh no!
So sweet, and a little spicy, and very bitter and very sour.
See, you were pointing at Ophelia for me.
I was
that
pointing
last
at
one.
Igra for me. You watch this back and be like, what direction is she fucking pointing? The
You're
Zoom
like,
call
whoop, whoop, whoop,
is
whoop.
probably different from everything else.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I'm just gonna say
Anyway.
you guys all sleep long enough that you all get a full night's rest. No one has any further dreams. Everyone gets your spell slots back. You get your HP back. You get your dog back. You get your truck back. We play the country music backwards.
Woo! Country music backwards is terrifying. Don't
Well, just
do it.
it's the joke that what happens when you play country music backwards. You get your dog back. You get your girl back.
Oh Oh, I
get it, I
understand.
get
That
it.
went over my head. I'm sorry.
That all I was like, that has to be a reference to something that I just don't know. Country music, which
I don't know that. Yeah.
Blue jeans, straw hat.
with
Straw
her
Hat.
arms out in a cornfield.
That
is
is
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Damn Americans.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
We're
those
fresh,
Americans.
ready to fight.
you all wake up.
Yeah.
You are told that no, the prisoner did not escape during the night.
Oh, good.
He has been fed some stew, and he seems very happy.
As
Okay.
he should be.
So yeah, you guys have, as far as you know, a whole floor remaining of the shrine. You can head there straight away. You can return to the level you've already pretty much explored. Up to you. You guys can abandon the AP and wander into the jungle to become bandits. I don't know.
Yeah.
Throw a curveball at me.
Nah, let's go find where that lady is.
Well, we
Alright.
needed.
Oh, don't we need the lanterns?
We need lanterns.
We do.
to-
So
Yeah.
we have to wander down where the alligator fae indicated were the worms. So it might
Yeah.
be
All right.
worm time.
I'm gonna move y'all on to the bottom level of the shrine. And I will, yeah, Will starts throwing down his crack team.
I figured it's just easier. Yeah, Choco is still a liability. So
I mean, he was
And-
quite useful.
I
Liability
don't
fine.
say that in like the sense like, oh, Choco will stab us in the back of Matreus. I say that in the sense of until Igora is level 16, most things will really hurt Choco very quickly, so it doesn't really make sense to bring him.
Yeah.
All right, I
That's
think
that's a fair strategy.
All right, cool. I will say, as soon as Ophelia does see Igor, she does notice he's not wearing the cloak he was wearing every single day for the last 2 years. So, like, there's that.
the new one is
Ophelia
much cleaner.
a pinnacle of style.
I washed it.
You prestidigitated it.
I washed
Yeah,
it.
that's
I
not
know
washing
how,
it.
I know how to do laundry. I know how to
Oh,
cook.
did you do laundry in the cult? I'm kidding.
I mean, yes, we had to wash the blood out of our garments somehow.
It's just
There was
bad.
a lot of blood. Have you ever seen, like, I don't know, hypothetically, 2.2 million liters of red wine spilling down the streets? It's like that, but with blood. It's hard to get out of clothes.
A lot of
2 million?
Yes, that
Million?
happened. That happened today in Portugal.
Wow.
Oh,
a
but you
winery.
actually mean red wine.
It's quite
Yeah.
something. 2
A-
million.
a-
It's flowing down the street like a flood. If you get
It's
not
just
worried about the
It's
dirt,
the shining.
It's
you
impressive.
could put your cup out into the street and like, There's probably a lot of dirt in that. Though.
Road wine.
Wow.
Road wine.
Wow.
Still better than toilet wine.
It's probably sedimented wine to begin with, anyway. I'm
Oh yeah, it's probably not done.
not ready yet.
Funny.
And any
Plus, I'm more of a white. I prefer a white than a
Yeah.
red, honestly. Except for sangria.
I was just about to say, I love a good sangria thing. Yeah.
Anyway.
Chilled?
I have to say, now that you have cleaned up your coat, next time I get around to it, I'm gonna make you a little pin for it. Something
Hey.
that'll make it look flashier.
Got this points to it.
Maybe something with a green gem on it and silver spikes.
That's a very specific that's a very specific design
Mm-hmm.
that no one has ever done checks on, so I'm very happy about that.
Oh, interesting.
You could make
Something I want to say here, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
See, now that you've said that,
Now
we
I
want
want to do checks.
say
on
it.
Because well, no, it actually has nothing to do with what Will said, and I'm being honest about that.
Or ask
like-
about. Anyway.
From where we are, can we see
The thing down the hall.
what we can see?
Everyone's free to give me a perception, real quick.
Because I hate that. Thank you.
Wow, guess who is so into RP they didn't open up their freaking character sheet yet?
You.
This girl.
Endures in darkness.
Oh, nat 20 from Avi.
Nice.
37 for Charlotte.
25 from Igora and Gamma, rolling the same thing.
So
Nice.
you see down the hallway some strange kind of glimmering lights, like almost, if you're in a cave or something and there's light shining off a rippling pool, it does that weird flickering thing on the ceiling.
Yeah, I love that.
It's sort of like that, except it's not that dark down. Well, it is fairly dark down here. There's no lights or anything. And you also hear just the kind of general murmur of like conversation in a room. It's very low and it's so indistinct you can't make out individual words. It's
On
like
a
background,
nat
like
20?
Walla.
On
Hmm?
a
Rada,
nat
rada,
20?
rada, rada.
Watermelon.
On a nat 20, yeah.
Rada, 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 rada.
It just
rada.
sounds like inane background chatter.
It's the hum. It's a hum of chatter.
Yes.
So on an unrelated note, that show might be making a cameo in Fiona and Cake.
Of course it would. Rada, rada, rada,
Rada, rada.
rada, rada.
So excited.
Well, I suppose there's nothing to do but go down this hall towards this babbling thing.
What do you think? What do you think it is?
Something that will try to kill us.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, most definitely.
Gamma,
All
just
right, marching order.
yeah, just squish through there, Gamma. There you go.
Excuse me.
There's
Sorry.
a cube of frog going down the hallway.
Frog.
Oh,
Frog
okay,
cube.
guys, stop there. All right, well, we're gonna roll initiative now.
Oh, there were two.
Gamma.
Two groups of ghostly, just people who are kind of
Oh, that's
standing around, floating, having just general conversation. They seem perfectly content, shining with weird ethereal light. But as soon as they see this large frog pop into the room, they turn around and they do that thing in movie where friendly ghosts, turn aggressive and they suddenly look much more frightening. Like their hair turns all wispy and everything, and their eyes get all sunken in, and they look dead now.
They turn into their skeletal form.
Like then you just hear shrieks of like intruders, that they've come back to kill us again, or something like that. Yeah. So we're gonna roll initiative. Hold on, let me clear the initiative tracker.
Might have been able to
Oh,
chat.
actually, you know what? No, we're gonna keep it because Avi rolled, and I don't want to remove her initiative. So it's there.
Avi, always on top of things.
What I can.
I rolled
Ooh,
a 1.
a high roll from the bard, though. That's good luck.
And now, Will, aren't they introducing a function soon that will be like best guess something for initiative tracker?
Yes, they are doing that. So if you don't have your thing clicked, it will do its best to guess like that. Hey, as a player, you rolled initiative. You probably meant to click on your token. Did you remember to click on your token? May never have to be said again in the future. Also, Matt, your friendly reminder to turn the monsters off of GM mode.
All right, I'm gonna have to re-roll them, I guess.
No, you can. We can see them on stream. They got a 27 and a 34, and they
Keep
appear
it.
in
Can the other players see it though?
They can't see it, but they can see it in the order. Like,
I
they
don't
could-
think I can.
Can you not see them on the order? Like if you scroll down on the turn order?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can see
yeah,
the
they are.
27 and 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just weren't in order.
All right,
It's
hold
not
on a
in
sec.
order,
I
I
think
don't
that's
like
everyone rolled, so I'm gonna do descending. There we go.
Descendants.
No. Anyway, we're gonna start with Endures in Darkness, who is going to
I'll watch Teen Beach movie tonight.
Endures in Darkness is just going to move to here. He's going to do, now that his focus spells are all back, he's going to pump out his AC increasing thing. So Charlotte and Gamma will have that, and he's going to give guidance to Gamma. And that'll be the end of his turn. Ophelia, you're up. Avi up next. I'm going to try and get this combat going at a snappy pace, just because these monsters are big damage sponges.
Oh.
We may not finish this fight tonight.
Oh, that's pretty. I rolled a 4.
Boo.
That is
Well,
just
wow.
too bad. Okay.
But hold on, you guys are what, level 13?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, we determined the DC for this level is 31. So you weren't actually that far off, even with a 4. You were like 2 off.
All right. Let's see. I don't really know. I don't. This is the first time around ghosts.
Yeah, first in a while.
They technically fall under the category of undead, right?
Yes. Most likely.
They're probably true.
Just double checking because I've been in certain places where that's been argumentative.
And that is a story that I want to hear.
I'm gonna cast a Phantom Orchestra on this one.
Okay.
I could have some sort of fun little circle, movable circle. It's a 10-foot burst.
Sonic. Okay. That is going to be is that a check? Yeah, fort. That's going to be a failure, but not a critical one. So they will take the full 25.
I think that's a 26.
Thank you.
Oh, also you still have them on GM layer, Matt.
Do I?
Yeah, the rolls. That's why it has the yellow background.
That's strange because I clicked the button.
You have to click it twice.
All right. Well, they rolled a 26. All right.
All right.
We move on then. Oh,
Yeah, that is it.
There we go.
all right. Oh, I should mention, they seem to take just a smidgen less damage than you expect. It's still the vast majority of it went through, but it didn't seem quite as effective.
Matt, that was an AoE spell. It's a burst.
Yeah, but that they have I'm pretty sure that doesn't surpass this particular resistance. Oh, actually, but yet hold on then. Yeah, they have a weakness then also.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
So, in fact, a little more effective.
Yeah. Sorry, you said swarm, so I was like, that was an AoE spell.
Oh, now I have to do a little bit of extra math.
Yeah, you do.
Sally.
That's fine. All right, Ophelia, that was, I think, your turn. Avi,
Yes.
you're up. And then one of the soul swarms.
Let's pocket library. And discern secrets for +2. To figure out what these things are and what's their deal. What am I rolling? Occultism, I'm assuming?
It is undead, so it would be occultism. I'll let you know, though, that this is a rare. So it's going to be a higher DC than usual.
That's why I'm doubling up on my stuff. 33. It'll be a 35.
For a rare creature, I think it's CR plus what, 15?
CR plus 15. Yes, that sounds right.
All right, so that actually is a success then, because they are a CR 13 creature, so even plus 15, that's only a 28. So you got a success, but not a critical.
I'll take it.
Might be a CR 20.
So what's
success? So.
What's their deal?
Now because this wasn't a critical success, I will answer one question, and I will give you the full information about this. I will let you know what I will let you know one of 3 options. I think this will appeal to you unless you want to ask for something a little more esoteric. 1, I can give you their weakest save. 2, I could give you their weaknesses. 3, I can give you their resistances. You may pick one of those.
I'm gonna go with resistances.
Resistances, they have resistance 5 to all damage with the following exceptions: force, ghost touch, positive, and they have double resistance versus non-magical. Which I don't think is going to be that much of a concern to you guys, because I think at this point everything you do is almost magical.
Yeah.
Except maybe some of Charlotte's potions.
Oh shit.
Most of mine are non-magical.
You know what? It occurs to me, and I should put this in your rules. Your bird, its damage counts as magical because it is a magical bird.
Yay, magic bird.
Yay, it's
Poison damage, no. The bird itself, yes.
That's the fact. That's the transference of poison, and poison doesn't really do much on undeads. Since, they're dead.
Yeah. But that was one action, Avi, I think.
Yes, it was. It was one action. I have two more, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do with it. I don't think I can just hit it with. You know what? I can just barely hit it with an electric arc this turn, so that's what I'm gonna do.
25. The closest one, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Failure, so they'll
Yay.
take the full 25.
Yay.
Though, from where you're standing, I don't think it'll have the range to hit the second one.
Definitely not. No.
All right.
No, but that will be my turn.
If you had a reach spell, yes, but
That would be an additional action, though, I think.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So, we then move on to the first of the soul swarms, the larger one. I just need to check something I think they have. Oh, well, that's interesting. All right. The soul swarm is actually not going to move at all, but it is going to, it seems to glow and swell a little bit, and then all the ghosts simultaneously open their mouths, and just a torrent of weird ghostly energy comes out, like, I'm a firing my ghost laser. Blah!
no. Not the ghost
And they're going to use
laser.
Cosmic Explosion.
Ew.
So they are going to pick a spot within 20 feet, and it's going to be a 10-foot burst.
Ow.
So basically, they're just going to hit Endura's, Charlotte, and Igora.
Ow.
So
They can pick a spot within
Yeah.
20 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is going to be a DC 30 reflex save.
37.
That is a success. That is a failure, but not a critical one. And Endura's reflexes is worse save.
It's
He also
really
failed.
hard
So
to
that's
have
going
a
to.
reflex when there's a giant frog in front of you.
Don't
Yeah.
don't blame the help.
God, Matthew! Jesus!
Gamma is the help. He's
No,
a summoned creature.
You
And I
don't
said, don't
call
blame
it
them.
that.
I'm the DM. No one can hear what I say.
It's
Don't
funny.
The PCN.
All right. So everyone who
Ophelia
fails
would
takes
think that's funny.
27,
Yeah.
and then the ghost is just gonna wiggle up to Igora. And that's its turn. Charlotte, you're up, and then the next thing, and then Igora, your team will be up after the next swarm.
Cool. I'm putting my health in. Hold on. Nope. I need one more one on that one. Or else that's bad. I am going to skittle on over. Skip. To be within touching.
Actually, you can just go the one above it, because
Cool. Thank you.
technically it occupies any of the squares its thing is touching, so it technically does occupy that square.
That clarifies that then for me, because I was about to ask that. And
Circular
I
frames are just prettier.
cast Chill Touch.
Ah, that's going to be a Fortitude save.
They'll
And
probably
that's-
do it.
Yes,
Yes,
but not
they
critically. But it doesn't get the resistance to it, so it is going to take 4 damage.
10, 5.
Thank you.
It should be more than that. It's not heightening correctly. What's the highest spell slot you have, Charlotte?
3.
So roll another 2d4.
I can do it.
Okay.
So 4.
4.
So it became a total of 13, so let's go to 14, so cut in half, it'll be 7 damage.
Yay.
Did
That
they
ends
take-
my turn.
Did they take the negative damage, Matt?
Beef.
For some reason, their resistance specifically says their resistance isn't covered by Chill Touch.
Oh.
So it's a weird little caveat.
Yeah, it's not chill touch, it's ghost touch.
Oh, hold on a second. Pardon me, ghost touch, yes.
It's different.
Well,
So,
Ghost Touch
yeah.
is a rune type. This is Chill Touch, Matt.
Is this Chill Touch?
Yes.
Oh.
Did the negative energy damage? Did the
Necromancy.
negative energy damage deal damage to them, or did it heal them? Is what I'm asking you.
It doesn't say negative healing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That tells me what I'm
I
doing
got
on my turn.
confused by Chill Touch and Ghost Touch.
Oh, that's fair.
I just imagine all 6 of Charlotte's arms going out and just going thump on the shoulders of Ghost.
All right, we move on to the second Soul Swarm, the one that's actually closest to everyone. And it is going to do something because, funny enough, these guys don't actually have anything under their melee strikes, but they do have, under their offensive abilities, Soul Grasp. And it is going to do the 3-action one because it didn't need to move. So it's attempting to tear at the very spirit energy that makes up Gamma's body. So that's going to be a reflex save.
Oh no!
I hate it when that happens.
And it is going to be doing slashing damage, I guess.
I hate when pieces of my soul are torn from my body.
Oh, damn!
Honestly, same. Oh, nice.
That is a success. So,
Not quite a crit, sadly.
That's a fast.
yeah, so I
toad.
guess just 15 slashing damage.
Yep.
He just literally went whoop.
And that's the Soul Swarm's entire turn. Igra, you're up, and then Endures in Darkness has a big brain play in mind.
Oh.
Shame they're not called the Soul
Matt, if
Society.
they don't have negative healing, if negative energy didn't heal them, they won't be damaged. No, they might be damaged by positive. We'll find out.
Yes, they are. They are.
And-
damaged.
They are
Or have
And also, I'm
weakness.
thinking of a very specific spell that isn't actually... It's not the positive energy, that's the thing. Don't worry.
All right.
I'm also going to double-check the spell, just so I make sure I don't make a fool of myself like I do every week.
Be consumed by the void.
Oh my.
My goodness! That is frighteningly awesome.
Right there.
All right.
So just the top right one. And that'll
Okay,
be
so that
Eagle's
is
turn.
going to be another reflex save.
Yep.
Good on you guys hammering on their not so great save. That is a success, but not a critical, or failure, not a critical one though.
All right,
so
so
that
they
will
are
be-
going to take 26 piercing damage and 9 void damage.
And it is an AoE.
Yep.
So
Don't forget
26.
Martel.
Yeah, 26 then
So 27.
plus 15 is, oh boy, that's going to be 41. Yes. Oh,
Solid.
so, you hit the first break bar, Will. Is when this creature reaches 156 health, it stops and it gets reduced down in size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a troop. We're fighting
Yes.
a troop. Okay.
So, that does mean, though, that sadly, the excessive damage is wasted. It stops at its damage. Whoa, no, hold on.
Damn. That's cool though.
Hold on a sec.
Okay, sure.
Hold on. No, that was incorrect command. There we go. All right. So yeah. That was, I think, Igor's turn. Any additional effects I should be aware
Nope.
of?
Okay.
Okay.
I can sustain it on my turn, and that's
All
what I'll
right.
be doing. So
Endures in Darkness is going to try for his big brain play. And
So,
Sunburst.
just quick question before that sunburst.
Yeah.
Did the ghosts fall into the hole? Is that why they took that damage? So would they still be in the square with the hole?
It's not really a hole. It's just
it's an all-consuming void and torrent of water.
Gotcha.
it's an
a
angry
hole.
pool. It's an angry
It's a
puddle.
hole.
It's
Angry puddle.
from
Li-
the Rage of
Listen,
Elements.
water
Now
has to
available.
be in something, so it's a hole.
All right. So Endures in Darkness gathers a tiny little mushroom man spirit bomb, chucks it into the room, which explodes like a miniature sun. And he is going to do it at the back of the room, so this burst won't hit anyone else because it doesn't include fire damage. And it does do positive energy damage to undead, which considering it specifically says in their profile that the positive energy positive energy is not covered by the resistances, I'm assuming that it hurts them.
That should be right. I always worry about undead
Yes.
because they get weird resistances sometimes.
And it didn't actually roll the damage, but I will check for the swarms.
Except for breathing. They're resistant to breathing.
All right, also.
Oh, that old thing.
Breathing.
All right, so the smaller swarm's going to test first. This is going to be another reflex. Success, but not critically. And the second one, success, but not critically. Damn, they're well 18 and a 19. Jeez. So I'm going to roll quickly. 8d10 for the fire damage. Ooh, boy. That's pretty good. 42 plus, and because this is undead, another 8d10. Oh boy,
And
so 42.
And it's
plus
also an AoE spell, so don't forget about the AoE
yes,
bonus.
so another 15 on top of that. Whew. That totals out at 111 damage. That will be divided by 2 because they did succeed the save.
Did you add
But
my
that's
time?
still 55 damage.
That's some good damage.
That's some good
Let me-
damage.
Well,
Yeah, 230.
it was positive damage, but yes.
Okay,
Hey,
Igra.
come here.
Well, hey, they have a weakness to that.
Come
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Well,
Come over here.
Do I get a bonk?
Pow.
Yay!
all right, I'm just checking the second damage threshold.
Pow pow.
Okay.
Ooh, stage combat.
All right.
It would be much worse if I was doing it.
I think that was a 3-action spell. 2 action. 1 action, he's going to keep pumping out the AoE AC. Everyone within 10 feet now gets +1 AC. Ophelia, you're up. Avialdi, you'll be up next.
All right, we're gonna try this one more time.
Apologies, chat. We're probably going to go a little late.
Try this one more time.
Oh yeah, probably. Are we going to finish this encounter tonight, or are we going to leave them on?
That's better.
Let's see
I'd
what
say
happens.
finish.
You guys have done pretty good damage to one of them.
How
Yeah.
is a 34 for Inspire Heroes?
That
Do I
will
still have a
definitely
+1?
work. That is a success. That becomes a +2.
All right. Hello. Exciting. And then I'm going to pop Phantom Orchestra because it is out. And I don't think I said last time how Ophelia's Phantom Orchestra comes, but because of this AP, we have the fun little extra free shit. So my druid levels manifest in this spell, and think of the flowers in Alice in Wonderland. So there's just like
Aw.
small little like roses and flowers with faces that like come out and kind of like tangle around, and they're singing. They're the Phantom Orchestra. So that's gonna pop
Cute.
for 36.
Where are you
Damage.
popping this?
So it was already on top of this one in
Okay.
a 10-foot burst.
It's a weed.
All right. So
It's a weed.
oh, sorry,
Kill
fortitude
the
save. I'm gonna
weed.
roll that again. Still a failure. So they'll
Nice.
take the full 34, 35,
36.
36. Thank you. And because this is an AoE, that'll be another. You guys have a lot of AoEs, and you're getting to use them. So
AoEs.
36 plus 15, 51. That is definitely going to trigger the second damage threshold. Yeah, so this one drops down to 78, and it shrinks again.
Oh, cool. Technically, can't ever remember if that's one action or 2 actions. If
It's 2
already
actions.
there,
Oh.
2 actions to sustain a
One
spell.
action is
One action is sustain, and
Okay, so
you have
I
1 action
have-
left, I guess. This because you did Inspire Hero. No, Inspire Heroes is free.
one more action.
Yes.
So I will just boost Gamma's AC one more time against the big one. Plus,
With which spell?
there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough. All right,
That's my
Avi
turn.
Avi, you're up, and then we will return to the largest swarm.
Pretty easy move tonight. I'm gonna do magic missile at 3rd level on the smaller one. And that it's been a minute since I've done magic missile. It's a 64 plus 18 with Bard Song.
It's two missiles per action for the 3rd level spell.
Yeah, so 6 missiles.
Yep.
Because I'm doing 3 actions. Right? It's the plus 18 that I'm like, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
probably.
Okay. Then
Sure,
that's
mathy mathin'.
That's
30.
30 plus whatever their weakness is to force.
They don't have any weakness to force.
It just gets by the resistance.
Oh, it just doesn't have the resistance.
Yeah.
Understood. That's
Yes.
fine. I'll take that. But that's 30 plus another 2 for Bard Song, so 32.
Yeah.
No, it's each missile.
Oh god, no,
damage.
I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
turned it hit 9 o'clock and my brain fell out my ear.
Which
It's
ear?
30 damage. That's 30 damage even.
Yeah.
Enjoy
there's no
your
bonus.
nice round number.
It
Yeah,
pops
no.
down to the first of the damage thresholds and shrinks.
Nice.
Small.
All right, we go to this recently smaller swarm, and it is going to try the Soul Grasp with 3 actions.
Alrighty. On Gamma
But-
again.
Yes. That'll be a reflex save.
Fail.
Fail, so you will take the full 31. This time it's going to be negative energy damage.
Hero point. Hero point.
Nah.
I mean, you
does
could.
it does that lose damage when they get smaller? Does it say anything about that?
I don't. Give me a quick second.
Worst comes to worst, we can just correct healing time after.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
The troop defenses is.
Troops are weird. They're a really weird.
Yeah,
creature
it's
type.
a huge block of text.
Yeah, it's a really weird creature type. Anyway, continue, Matt. Anything else?
Oh shit. Well, actually, not a whole lot of people have actually entered this. Hold on a sec, real quick.
Is there room stuff that should be happening?
No, but it has a frightful presence.
Ah.
So you know what? We're just going to start doing it now. Charlotte, because you are right in the room there, I'm going to need a will save from you against their frightful presence. That is going to be a DC 30 will save.
Oh, this isn't going to look good, so y'all. Oh, 38!
Oh, 38. That is a
If I
success.
say that, it
You
goes
are only
away.
frightened 1.
Ah, scary.
But then you're immune to it after this round.
Yeah.
As if I have fully incorporated myself. Okay, so the frightened one means I lose. And
You can just click it on your character sheet and it'll apply all the negative things for you. Just remember to remove it at the end of your next turn.
Cool.
Actually, pardon me. No, yeah, just frightened 1. Yeah, it's not actually a huge deal unless you like critically fail, you know. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to switch up. It's still Charlotte's turn.
Yes.
Do you stuff, Charlotte? Igora, you will be up after the next swarm.
Cool. Great. Perfect. My usual savoir-faire won't do too much on them. All things considered.
Well, actually, it will deal more damage than normal because splash damage is area damage.
Oh. Everyone say hello
Yes,
to
but
Cooper and
as
Kevin.
Avi learned, unless the potions are magical in nature, it has double resistance to it. So 10
Which-
damage will be off.
My general ones that will do relative damage aren't really magical. They're just sweet.
Fair point.
Um,
Oh, is there someone crawling on the floor again?
You know.
I don't
there's
know
someone
why
crawling.
why they crawl on the floor when they've opened the door directly behind you.
We
It's
see your
not-
shadow. We saw your shadow crawling.
Yeah, they saw your shadow crawling on the floor.
Charlotte,
If
what do you-
anything, I think
what
that's
do you
maybe
got going
more
on?
embarrassing. Sorry, what?
I'm just trying to get the
No,
turn
they're
to move
electric.
Yes,
along.
I'm sorry.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes,
okay.
yes.
Instead, because I don't think the only bombs that I have on hand aren't truly magical in nature, so there's not much. I mean, I have the crystal shards, but that's not quite the same.
The tea.
Yeah, electric arc. All right, Soul Swarm is going to.
Oh, Pete.
Fail.
Hold on. I have to.
Fail its reflex DC, its saving throw.
Oh,
Damn
it
it!
succeeds by 1. It will take 7 electrical damage. Actually, minus. It'll take 2 electrical damage because it does have resistance to that. Yeah.
That's.
You have 1 action remaining.
I'm gonna throw 1 magic missile at him. Pew. This one.
Sure.
Directly in front of me. Let me see if this works. There.
And that will be, I believe, +2, so 5.
Pew.
Count them. 2.
All right. We move on to the Soul Swarm right there,
Oh no! Whoosh!
which is
And then-
going to use one thing I failed to grasp, though I don't think it was relevant before because I don't think Charlotte was in base to base last time. It is going to use Soul Grasp again, 3 actions, and because Charlotte is now within 5 feet, it can get her as well because it's everyone within 5 feet of the swarm, which is less effective now that it's smaller, but it actually, just because of the setup, it doesn't actually matter. So I need reflex saves from both Charlotte and Gamma.
30.
That'll be a failure, but not a critical one, so you're going to take the full 39 slashing damage.
Ouch!
And a
Gamma succeeds, so
Okay.
you will take
Oh my god.
18.
34. Yep, that
Yes.
sounds right.
How are you doing on hit points, Charlotte? How's Charlotte looking?
Igra, you're up. Endures in Darkness
I
will
would
maybe
say close to about 75% okay.
Sustain the spell
Okay.
mat on the big one. Reflex save.
All right, big one reflex save.
Failure.
Failure.
So
So
that
it'll
will
take.
be
Yes.
32, 33, 34 points of damage in total.
Are you incorporating the 15 vulnerability?
No.
Okay, so 34 plus 15 will be 49 then.
Yeah, minus whatever resistance it gets.
Yeah, so 44 then. Okay.
Alrighty, and then,
Solid hit.
Yeah, that was 1 action. Still on the biggest one, striking belly bump. 32 to hit it.
Da, 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 da. 30.
32. Ophelia buff.
Actually, yeah, this is the first actual attack. I haven't actually looked at their AC yet. 28 AC, so that will hit.
Okay, so that'll be 19, 20, 21 points of magical sonic damage.
Magical Sonic, so 18.
Actually, wait.
Hold on.
Let me check a feat. I think I
Oh.
have the feat.
Sorry.
I do
it's-
have dual energy feat. That is magical positive damage.
Okay, so that gets past the.
Well, it's also positive damage.
I keep
Yes,
telling you,
positive
Will,
just gets through the resistance.
Oh, no
we
weakness.
don't have feet on this channel.
It does not have a weakness to positive.
Oh.
It just positive gets through their defenses. It's very specific about what can and what
Okay, well,
does.
either way.
It's-
Second attack. Same.
Well, actually, hold on a sec. Is it positive
it's
damage?
positive, it's not good.
Okay, yeah. It is vulnerable to good damage.
Yeah.
Freebie there. So that's not going to stick around for very long.
Hero point. Fuck you, game. That's my turn.
Don't worry. Well, you're just playing Baldur's Gate. There's
Now
in darkness, who is going to spend an action to toss out his thing. Everyone within 15 feet now gets plus AC, though he's going to have to roll a will save. Actually, Gamma, roll me a will save. I forgot. Ooh, Endures in Darkness like critically succeeds, I think.
Thanks.
Will?
Hmm?
Will save, please.
Oh,
For I forgot for Gamma.
sorry, I disassociated for a second.
That's
there.
okay.
27.
That is a failure. Gamma's just frightened 1.
Okay.
Yeah, because you, I think, are... How far away are you?
I'm way at the end of the hallway.
You're still within range.
Oh.
So it's a 60-foot aura, actually. But you only have to take 1, so...
Well, I have to take the worst one, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yay, summoners rolling at disadvantage for everything.
Just let me check something real quick. Yeah, DC 30. So failure, but not critically. You're frightened 1, and it would have been by the end of your turn. It'll be gone, I guess, or the end of next turn. Endures in Darkness is probably going to just throw a quick little heal at Charlotte. Not the highest level one, but a heal nonetheless.
I'll take it.
So it is going to be a 4th level heal. So that's going to be 48 plus 32. Means it's 2 action. 48 back to Charlotte. Ophelia, you're up. Avi, you'll be up next.
I feel rejuvenated.
All right, we're gonna keep
Glowing little spores float around you and just like heal.
Delightful.
keeping
Like the Groot thing.
That's
We're gonna pop Phantom again. Please make me a fortitude save on the little one.
Yay. Fort save. Failure.
Yay!
So that's 35,
37.
37. I need to pull out the calculator again.
30.
Oh god, my
37,
calculator's full screen. It's just this white
30.
mass in my face.
37.
So that's going to be 52 in total.
That's 1, 2. From where I am, I'm
Looking
not gonna-
pretty rough.
From where I am, I can't shoot anything. Can I shoot this one? It's like
Yes, you can
straight
shoot
through
the big
Gamma.
one.
I can.
You can shoot through
Okay.
Gamma.
So let's see. I did not use my extra thinga mababa. Free action. I'm going to bespell my weapon so that I can actually do anything to this thing. And I'm going to hit it with the striking oath bow. Wabam!
35,
37?
37. That'll definitely hit.
All right. So
It is
that
magical.
will be 18.
Yes. 18
What kind of
minus.
damage? 18 force.
Yeah. 18 force,
DiMaggio.
but it does piercing damage, right? Like magical piercing.
Because of the spell weapon, it's.
Oh
damage.
yes, I forgot your spell. Okay, so that will then get around the resistance. So that'll be just a lovely 18. All right, yeah. Good
That's my
DiMaggio.
turn.
Avi, you are up. Charlotte, you'll be up after the next Soul Swarm.
I'm gonna move here. And then
I'm going to need a will save from you.
Yes, you do need a will
Oh
save.
wait, I also need to.
Success.
Be-
You are
That's
frightened
gonna be-
1 each.
Crit
Yes.
success because when I
Ah.
roll a success, I get a crit success.
Nice.
I always love those class feats. So, frightened 1 for a turn.
That's okay. I'm gonna hit them both with electric arc because I can hit both of them from here.
We'll start with the closest one. Reflex. Success. Critical success because of a nat 20. Second one, double critical success.
Hell
Well,
off.
remember what happened to Solasta over the weekend? Where
Yeah.
2 crits and then 2 crits?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh
I guess
no.
it's for the best
Stop
that I'm
it,
frightened
Matt.
anyway.
Stop it.
Oh,
Never.
look at me rolling like Chad.
Avi Avi. I
It's my
mean,
turn.
Soul Swarm. Soul Swarm is just.
In her ass.
You know, now that we have, I think, more people. 10-foot burst. Yeah, I think I can catch 4 people in the 10-foot burst. They're going to do.
Delightful. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, this one, yeah, this is the only one that can still do this properly. So that is a critical success for Gamma. I'm going to need a reflex from both Charlotte and Avi Avi and Endures in Darkness. As a success, that is a success. Endures in Darkness, will you follow your teacher's example? Yes, damn.
Literally to a T.
So
To the letter. I've taught him well.
that is just going to be 9 fire damage as weird ghostly fire explodes out of their mouths in a 10-foot burst.
0 for Gamma.
And actually,
Yes.
because it's fire damage,
7.
slightly less.
-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
-2. That's right.
Thanks, Zubari.
Thanks. The
I'm
most-
amazed you remember that name. I'm very proud of you.
I
that
literally
brings
just
us-
wrote 2 fire resistance from Zubari.
Charlotte, you are up, followed by Soul Swarm and then Igora.
Since it's right in front of me anyway, I'm gonna do another chill touch. With whatever that revamping is.
Fort save.
Plus, I guess it's additional roll.
Yeah,
Meet to beat.
Roll 2 more d4.
Do that. I could.
I got it. 6
12
plus 12 plus 2 from Ophelia, so that is 14.
divided by 2 is
Cut in
7.
half becomes 7. So, and then, all right. All right.
Math be math.
And then I will acquiesce my turn because I don't really have another one action that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Anything that I craft right now is not going to be useful against an undead.
How many
Alright.
actions for your birdie?
You could just shoot once with the bird.
I guess so.
Point blank range.
Fire
Flip
at
him the
will.
bird. Flip him the
That's
bird.
Let's paint a picture in our heads, y'all, of Charlotte reaching out with
The
hands,
blackened finger.
with grabbing different people for chill touch, the different sorts of ghosts, and then one arm coming up and out comes a little inauspicious pito, and that's I used the second attack and damage roll, right?
Nope. The first one was a spell. It wasn't a spell attack. It was like from a check. So you can just roll the first one.
Cool. So inauspicious pito.
Dang.
Pito.
37.
37 and becomes 20 damage because of the bard song, and it's magical because it is the bird itself. It was imbued with no poisons, but that was also enough. It only had 17 hit points left. So because this is a swarm, the picture is a little weird here. You reach out with your blackened finger, the ink kind of coalesces into the bird, which sits on your finger for about a second, tilts its head, then launches into the air in a spray of like ink and feathers, and then it flies in a series through each of the ghosts' mouths. And then the ghost explodes.
Nice.
And then all the ink just retracts back into my blackened hand.
I just had an interesting idea. Also, Will, every time I think about the Pito attacking, you know what I think of?
The
That
Bob
time
Lance
one of-
from Monster Hunter.
No, that time where one of Itachi's crows crawled out of like someone's mouth.
Funny you should say
Oh.
that.
Gross. I remember that. Gross.
Igora.
I think of Flit from Pocahontas.
Sustain. Reflex.
Reflex. Failure.
Failure, baby.
How much damage? And I'll add the
That'll be 27, 28, 29 damage.
29 damage. 29 plus 15 is going to be...
44.
Thank you. Getting very close to that last damage threshold.
41 to hit it.
41 definitely hits.
Uh,
Actually, will that crit? 41, yes. 41 will crit because its AC is only 28.
And then in that case, they will take 45 points of sonic damage.
45 of Sonic?
Yep.
Okay. You say 45?
Math be
45
mathin'?
Sonic.
That will bring it down to its last damage threshold as it hits 78 and then stops there for the turn as it shrinks to its smallest possible size.
And boop, action, second attack. 26 to 28 to hit it.
28 will actually hit because of the Bard Song.
Okay, so that'll be 18 sonic damage.
18 minus 1 is 13.
And that's my turn.
Quick question though.
Yeah.
Is it Sonic but not magical?
It is magical, sonic,
Okay.
and it
I just
also
didn't see the
it
map.
can also be positive damage, so it's whichever one it needs to
Well,
be.
as long as it's
But-
just non-magical.
It is magical.
As long as it's not non-magical. These non-magical it gets double resistance against.
All of Gama's attacks are magical.
That's what I thought. Endures in darkness. He is just going to pump out his thing. He's going to keep that up, and he is just going to fire off a
Bless you.
Thank you.
electric
Oh,
arc.
cook the jam. Pump it up.
30. Soul Swarm is going to make a reflex save.
A middling performance.
35. It succeeds, but not critically. So that's going to be 17 down to 16 divided by 2 is 8.
So 3.
Yeah. He's doing his best. Ophelia, you're up. Avi will be up next.
Alright. This turn the Phantom Orchestra is going to move and pop, which
How much can you
literally
move it?
says you can move your conjured melody and create another explosion. Technically,
Within range, so
yeah, within range, and the range is actually 120 feet. I don't know why that's not on there, but it is.
okay. That's going to be
Um,
another fort save. Failure. So that is going to be
Hooray!
28, and it's an AoE, so. Ooh, okay.
There's too many corners. I think I have to move up if I want to shoot it like my next turn. I don't think there'll be a next turn, but
You guys are getting through it pretty darn quick. All these AoEs are certainly helping you.
yay! That's
And
okay.
because you don't have to worry about the non-magical effect thing mostly. Avi, I think.
All right. I think I'm gonna move
Finish it.
here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna lightning bolt
Ooh.
which is technically an AoE even when I roll shit damage. Oh, that's miserable damage.
Is it an AoE?
Yes, it's a line.
It's a line.
The lines count as AoEs?
I mean,
Yes.
it's an
Reroll.
Okay.
area.
It's an area.
Reroll
That would
it.
technically affect more than one person if more than one person.
Yes,
was standing in the
that
way.
is the thing. Like everything's an area.
No, electric arc is 2 targets.
It's an area.
Yeah.
It's a minuscule area, but
Well, no, but rules.
Also,
of-
that should be a 32. I should not be frightened anymore.
It still failed.
Because he failed. That'll be 19 damage.
19 plus 15.
Oh.
21.
You know what? That will be just a little bit more than you needed. You finish off the Soul Swarm.
Hallelujah.
They as they kind of disappear, they kind of look around confused for a moment, almost like they're actually seeing you properly for the first time, and they seem confused. It seemed like they thought you were people here to hurt them, or the people who had come here to hurt them. You guys do notice now, and I'm going to read you the actual block text for this now. Several benches and tables are placed throughout this expansive room. Pleasant imagery depicting the noon and the night skies are carved along the room's walls. Hallways lead out of this room to the north and the south. The doors to the west bear the same sun and moon symbols as others in the temple, but they stand ajar. Another set of doors, these closed, stand in the eastern wall. So, but we will explore the rest of that come next week.
Yes.
But yeah, this appears to have been like a eating common area.
Hmm.
But it appears damaged, as if there was perhaps once great
Wow.
violence here.
As Avi and Ophelia wave at them and say, "Rest well, friends. Rest well."
Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Join us next time as we continue our way through this adventure path. Otherwise, don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel, like tomorrow, Starfield, Wednesday, Wild Ambition, Thursday, we're off, Friday, Astral Calling, Saturday, Salt and Sorcery, Sunday, Sunhaven Sunday, and YouTube releases on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You can get caught up on all of our shows. Latest episode, the newest episode comes out the week after it's been done on Twitch on YouTube. And this week's Wild Ambition episode on YouTube is named Necomancy. And I'll let y'all enjoy that one. Thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.